Hello, welcome to Big Boy Crypto. Today we are going to be talking about IOTA, the Los Angeles Dodgers, Binance, Coinbase, and a lot more. But we're also going to take a look at the markets. Now, if you're not a subscriber to our channel, what? Why would you not be? I don't know. If this is your first time watching one of our videos, go ahead, do us a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications, and give it a 3 count, and go ahead and hit the like button for us. Or as I think we're obligated to say now, smash the like button. And if you do, you get the chance to win $150 in Bitcoin and a couple shirts from my merch store. That's our September giveaway. We gave away $500 last month. So we're always doing big contests here. We'd love for you to be part of it, but you got to be a subscriber and you got to like and comment on any of our videos for the month of September. You get 1 entry, but why would you not just do it on every video and get a ton of entries? So today, we're going to be looking, like I said, at the markets. Right now, it's not good. Bitcoin is down again today. It's taken another dump, sitting at 62.25 at the current moment. Market cap well under $200 billion at $193 billion. Bitcoin dominance is up at 55.5%. And I will tell you, just from talking to people in the crypto community that I know, it does seem that there has been this push back towards Bitcoin maximalism, back towards it's the safest one, the only one to bet in on, and things like that. I certainly think, yes, it is the safest. It is the most surefire bet. But I am still a believer in altcoins. And, you know, I think that this is really what we need in order to get the Bitcoin dominance up to a level where people take profits from Bitcoin, put it back into alts, and then we see another alt season. But we're probably a few months away from that happening. So, biggest winners of the day, we have Bitcoin Dark. Once again, I don't want any part of that. Dogecoin still doing well, up 6%. Cortex and Waves and Dropple are the only other winners of the day. Then we have Rchain, DigiXDAO, Bitcoin Diamond, Dentacoin, OneChain, Walton Chain, Populous, and MCO. All over 10% losers, a lot in the 2 to 8% range today. So now let's move on over to the news. We have Andrew Ross Sorkin, who is the author of the book Too Big to Fail. He just mentioned Bitcoin on CNN. He said that it's spreading fast and new generations trust it more than central banks. And of course, it says here he painted it as in a positive light for people to get free from central powers. And I think this is cannot really be understated. It can't be understated that young people do not trust the older generation. They do not trust central banks. They do not trust something because you just say it. They want to see proof. They want to see that people are held accountable. And because of this, it makes sense that people would want, the younger generations would be more prone to want to get into cryptocurrency because they can see where everything is going. And I got to give a lot of credit to my grandpa, okay? My grandpa is not in the younger generation, of course. But, you know, my grandpa's another one of these people who early on, he saw the value in Bitcoin. I was actually having a conversation with him the other day. He wanted to get into mining probably about 4 years ago, and it was just a long story. He ended up not doing it. The people he was going to do it with kind of backed out of it. But, you know, this is something that we're seeing is people are starting to catch the vision of what Bitcoin is, about what digital currency is. And I know we've talked a little bit about the line in the Eminem song, rapped by Royce da 5'9". He says, everybody used to buy the nickel, everybody doing Bitcoin now, or now everybody doing Bitcoin. And the whole thing is, when he says everybody used to buy the nickel, you know, that was you can get it in your head, you've seen it before. Someone takes a nickel and they bite on it. I think it's supposed to go back to a gold reference where someone could tell if gold or silver was real, authentic that way. I'm not sure how it worked. But that's archaic. Like, think about how archaic that is to test a piece of metal to determine whether it is valid or not. And it's the same thing we're doing with our exchanging of money. We are taking pieces of metal or pieces of paper and handing them back and forth to each other. It really sounds crazy to a younger generation. And that's why 20% of all students in the United States own some cryptocurrency. That's an astonishing number. And that number is going to go way up in the future, I believe. And of course, it's going to span across all generations when people really start to see the value in crypto. But it just makes total sense, guys. We're in a movement. We're in a revolution. I know the price is down. I know you don't feel good. This is what markets are supposed to do. They're supposed to make you feel this way. And when you feel this way and when you feel there's no hope and you get so depressed, and I know some of you guys would almost have just rather it drop much further down than it is now and just go on the way up. You just want to see crypto go up. You want to see it move. And I understand that. But that's not the way the markets work. They want you to feel terrible. And then when you least suspect it, when you've given up, the day after you sold out, that's when the price starts to go up. So that's why I'm encouraging you, stay strong, hodl what you got. Don't try to make too many trades right now. This is not financial advice. But I wouldn't try to make a lot of trades right now. We really just got to get back on the upswing before we all start seeing the positive gains and the fruits of our labor. So, okay, guys, moving on to the next story. Speaking of bullish, we have Brian Armstrong from Coinbase coming out and saying 1 billion people will be using cryptocurrency in 5 years. And I'll go ahead and tell you, if 1 billion people are using cryptocurrency in 5 years, then the price of Bitcoin will be at least at 500,000. I could show you some math on that. I'm not going to show you the math. Daniel from the Bit Squad is always talking about wanting to check my math. But, I believe if 1 billion people are using cryptocurrency, the Bitcoin will be worth at least $500,000 at that point. So, that makes me feel pretty good. That's where we're going to, guys. And you've got the CEO of a company who their whole thing, Coinbase, is it's an entry point. So they're anticipating still being the entry point for people to get into crypto. And that tells you right there what Coinbase is valuing themselves at as well, or maybe not an exact number, but they're basically valuing themselves very, very, very high. So in altcoin news, we have IOTA talking about their partnerships with different companies in Germany, specifically with Volkswagen. But will we see a country or any country kind of adopt a cryptocurrency almost as its own? Will Germany want to jump on IOTA, the people of Germany, the industry of Germany, and it's obviously not a German project, but kind of just adopt it into the ethos of its country. And that is what IOTA is trying to do with Germany. They believe that it is the most strategic country in the Internet of Things. It's kind of almost a central location for Europe. And if you kind of look at it, Germany's almost kind of in the middle of the world, maybe, if you think about it, east and west. It's in Central Europe or almost in Central Europe. And so, I think IOTA is doing a lot of good things. They are going after, like I said, some strategic partnerships with Volkswagen. They have several other that they're going to be going after. We do know that there are also some people in Germany and the government who are bullish on crypto. Not all of them, of course. But, this would be something very interesting to watch if you are an IOTA fan. So then we have Ethereum. We're putting out a video a little bit later tonight about what would happen if Ethereum crashes. Make sure to check that out. Probably coming out around 10 or 11 Eastern Standard Time. But we have the Los Angeles Dodgers are going to host the first pro sports crypto giveaway. What they're going to be doing is they're going to be taking bobbleheads, but they're going to be digital. So players are going to, fans are going to be able to get the first 40,000 fans of the stadium. They're going to be able to get one of 3 crypto collectibles, crypto bobbleheads on the Ethereum blockchain. Either Kenley Jansen, Justin Turner, or Clayton Kershaw. If you're out of the country, you probably don't know who those people are. But they are players for the Los Angeles Dodgers. And this is what it will look like right here. As you can see, that is Clayton Kershaw, I believe. If he has a beard, I'm not sure what his number is. I don't keep up with the Dodgers where they're at right now. But this is basically going to be the first way that people are going to be able to verify digital collectibles on the blockchain. Well, let me rephrase that. We've seen that before with CryptoKitties and Pepe's and things like that. But in terms of pro sports, this is the first one. And so this is a big deal in my opinion because, okay, let's rewind. I think this is really important. Do you guys remember, if you are about my age, if you're 35 years or older, if you go back in time to when you were a kid, you would go to Taco Bell, you go to McDonald's, you would go get a Coke bottle from somewhere, and they would all have contests. And what you'd do is you'd pull something off a cup, pull something off some fries. You would, if it was a Coke or a Sprite bottle, you would pop the top, and you would look, and it would tell you whether you were a winner or not. Like the Coke would say, oh, you won $5 and, and whatever. Or I used to have, like Mountain Dews. They always had these contests where you could pop and you could win a free Mountain Dew in the bottom. And what you did, you physically took your cap to the gas station, you handed it to them, and they said, oh, okay, great, here's your Mountain Dew. Well, what happened? The internet happened. We became more digital. And so these companies saw, I know what we can do. We can give out just the same number of prizes but we'll make it more complicated for people to be able to get those prizes. And by having them go, and now what you do is you open a Coke bottle and you'll look at the cap and there will be a code. And then you have to go to a website and you have to type the code in. I've never done that in my life. I've literally never done that. I've never taken a Coke bottle, looked at the code on the bottom of the bottle cap, and input it. Who knows? I could have won $1 million with Coke. I would never even know. So what these companies would do is they'd say, oh my gosh, this is a better way to do it because we can save money because we won't actually have to give out all the prizes and we can still stay legit. And so I think what we might see with a lot of baseball stadiums, football stadiums, pro sports, instead of actually giving away merchandise, they could give these collectibles away on the Ethereum blockchain, and it will cost them much less than actually handing out like a hat. You know, first 40,000 fans get a hat. So we could see a similar movement in sports with these collectibles, and that's why this could possibly be a big deal. So very interesting. The world is a-changing. So today there was a tweet put out that basically said Binance has hired a Wall Street veteran as new CFO. And people started immediately assuming that Binance was going to do an initial public offering and go public as a company. This news was everywhere. I need to put this on the FUD report next week because it's absolute FUD. CZ came out. He said they have no plans for an IPO. But basically he's saying like it's still a good thing. People can do it, but that's not what we're doing right now. We have no plans. So if you saw that story today, just know that that is FUD and that you know, he basically is saying that he just liked that guy, had nothing to do with wanting to move to Wall Street. They'll take top talent from everywhere. So Binance still always making gains, making waves as a great company. So, all right, guys, that is it. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to join the Bit Squad. Smash the like button. Until next time, BitBoy out.